You learned a lot about adult virginity, with this one.
Oh man, I learned too much. I've become the expert on adult virginity now. I didn't expect this. Did you know that 1 in 20 adults in North America is a virgin? Did you know that 1 in 10 adults in Pacific Asia is a virgin?
No way.
Well, now you know.
Dr. Stankovic?
Yes, I should have a PhD by now. So like, obviously we spent almost 9 years making this. Stop and go because of funding, right? So like whenever I'm stopping, I'm like trying to get more funding, trying to learn more. And I start digging deep. And I'm like, okay, everybody knows about like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Steve Carell. Like that was like a hit movie in 2004 or 5. I think it was 2005, right? And basically, it was really funny because it's funny to see like a 40-year-old guy that's a virgin, right? That's like, that never happens.
Fun fact, over 3% of Americans over the age of 25 are adult virgins, and there are many more worldwide. Teens are taking abstinence pledges wearing purity rings as a physical reminder of their vow. The number of involuntary virgin numbers are on a rapid rise due to isolating technology and social constructs. Some have been molded by cultural or religious conditioning. Others have formed communities of outrage. To many of us, it might sound drastic or even sadly comical, but this is actually a vast and diverse, closeted community of hundreds of millions. Many of these people just need an extra push to develop self-confidence and certain social skills. That's the category I think Tommy falls into. I've been documenting him for years leading up to this trip.
But I found out that this is the largest minority group in the world. And they're in the hundreds of millions. It's the only minority group that transcends race, gender, religion, nationality, geography. And it's got hundreds of subgroups within it. So we're dealing with hundreds of millions of people that are over 18, 19, that are virgins. You know, and you have so many subgroups of different groups that are like, some people choose to be virgins for religious reasons. Some people choose to be virgins for secular reasons. They're waiting for the right person. But it's about 1 in 20 people in North America is an adult virgin, and about 1 in 10 in Asia is an adult virgin. And wow. They're calling it an epidemic because it's rapid. The numbers are rapidly rising. And it's because most people are on their devices. They're losing the social skills, especially Gen Z now and the next generation.
More awkward.
Yeah, we're really good with devices and we're really good online. But like when it comes to like meeting somebody or like going on a date, that's kind of dissipating. A lot of people like Tommy, when I met him, his self-confidence was with women was like really low. But then like his confidence with like his friends was like really high. So I was like trying to pull that out of him. And be like, yo, you can apply your regular day-to-day confidence to just talking to girls and like, you know, going on dates and things like that. So like basically like I learned so much. It's something crazy stat that I saw. I mean, we'll get to the stats. I'm gonna intercut, we're gonna do them, but it's like 38%, I think, globally of young people between 18 and 24 are virgins. So like this is like a massive chunk of the world's population, but the craziest thing is they're living in silence. And basically no one's talking about it and no one knows they exist. So every time we mention like virginity or adult virgin, people laugh because it's a taboo topic. But it's the most common thing. It's like they're among us.
Is that supposed to be a good thing though?
Well, it could be a good thing.
It depends on how they're mentally handling it.
Yeah, but good or bad, man, I just want to like destigmatize the conversation. Yeah. That's why we have these shirts with Virgin on them to promote our movie. And it's such a common thing. 1 in 20 people in North America, 1 in 10 people in Asia. Nobody knows they exist. So we want to be kind of like the trailblazers about adult virginity. We didn't expect that this would happen in our lives. I never thought I'd be the adult virgin specialist guy. But we touch on it in the movie. What?
Doctor Virgin.
Dr. Stankovic.
Yeah, so like I didn't expect it, but like, yo, like I realized no one's talking about it and it's still taboo. And you know, minority groups are getting voices. And I'm just like, okay, let me give a voice to my boy who happens to be a virgin when we started shooting. And I'm just like, okay, let's represent this group because you know who's getting the press? The incel movement. And the incel movement is like 0.0001% of the adult virgin community. They're the ones who like they're really angry that they're not getting women, and they think they're better than everyone, but they don't know how to talk to a woman, and they're entitled, and they're like going around running people over. That guy killed people like a few years ago on Shepherd, was running people over because he was angry he couldn't get laid.
Tragedy.
Like fuck, like those are the people that are getting. You didn't hear about that guy who went around killing people because he couldn't get laid, like in a truck? Young and Shepherd, like 4 or 5 years ago.
It was North York Center, Young and Finch.
Young and Finch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude was an incel, part of the incel movement. Can't get laid, hates the world, everyone's got to die.
I think he hated women in general,
yeah,
too. I think
it's
he was
like,
targeting women.
I'm sorry, brother, but that's not the way things work. There is a lot going on here. You got biological roles here. And I don't want to get into these, biological gender role topics, but basically, there's a way to talk to people. There's a way to communicate with men and women. There's a way to attract men and women. There's subconscious ways. We touch on it in the movie. You got to be confident. That's number one. And confidence is the most attractive thing women like. But basically, this is like the largest minority group in the world, and I just want to give a voice to them. You don't go to a bar and say, by the way, I'm a 48-year-old virgin, if you even go to bars. Like, you stay at home, and by that time you gave up. You're playing video games in your mom's basement, or you're living alone, and you gave up a long time ago because you think it's not possible for you, generally speaking. So I'm like, let's break the taboo. Let's destigmatize the conversation. Whether you're a virgin or not a virgin, it shouldn't be something like in high school they laugh. Like they used to laugh at me because I lost my virginity late. And they're like, oh, this guy's still a virgin. And I was hiding it as an athlete. Like, oh no, I fuck bare bitches. Like, I've been smashing, bro. It's like, that's like the dynamic. But like, even if you don't, bro, it's like, now I'm just like, yo, it's a beautiful thing to like experience something with somebody you care about. And even if it's not someone you care about, everything's an experience and everyone has their own timeline. So like, you shouldn't be judging anybody for that shit. That's a private matter at the end of the day, but if you want to talk about it, you shouldn't be judged.
Oh, I don't know how much time we have left. But
we got time.
You want to share that thing? I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you were there, Mirko, at the LA Film Fest. I don't know if you came.
I didn't go to that, no.
There was a really good question. I don't know if you want to share it now, if you want me to share it. After the movie, the media was asking us questions. We're standing in front after the screening. And this guy, he was like, I don't know if you want to share, like, can I share what happened? Sure. He literally asked, he was the last guy to ask the question. It was the singular best question that was asked of all the movie festivals, because most would be like, hey.
Okay, what was the question?
It was basically, he was like saying, like, why do you want to do this? Like, I think it's something like, why?
That's literally my next question. Why did you say yes to this?
Yeah.
That was my next question.
That's
I was about to ask.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, sorry, my
good
bad.
segue. Why did you want to do this?
He did the work for you.
Yeah, and please correct me if I was wrong. You were there with me that day next to me. I was like saying, okay, someday I want to make sure that your kids, your grandkids, everyone in this theater, they'll be proud to like wear this virgin shirt. They'll be proud to say I'm a virgin. They won't be scared, or they won't have to hide it, be ashamed by being a virgin.
Yeah.
I remember like answering that, and then the guy was just nodding his head like, okay, and everyone was like, I think I got some claps from it. But that's so important that, long after we're gone, like hopefully they'll be proud, like our grandkids, our kids will be walking down the hallway wearing this.
Yeah,
they don't have to be scared.
Whether you're a virgin or not, you should be proud of who you are. You shouldn't be judged for being a virgin or not a virgin, or your body count or whatever. Also, another thing I learned is virginity is usually a manifestation sometimes of bigger problems. Like people grew up in very specific cultures or religions that didn't allow them to develop the social skills. Some people have different types of disabilities, mental, physical, and virginity is not the main thing. You being a virgin isn't the main thing. It's, oh, I never developed the social skills, or I never learned how to talk to men or women, or I never, or I have a disability, I didn't even know about, a lot of foreign parents, sometimes mental health is not like priority number one on the list. They don't even know what that is. So virginity is something that's very common, extremely common. That's what I'm trying to say here. Adult virginity is extremely common, and it shouldn't be a taboo topic, and that's why we're here. I want to make a film about my friend and helping my friend. Why did you say yes to doing this trip, this movie?
No, it's great you brought that up because at the film festival in LA that we were at, I remember someone asked me like, "Why are you doing this? Like, what's this Virgin shirt for? What's all this about?" And I told them, "Hey, I want to make sure that your kids, your grandkids, everyone here who's going to have kids and grandkids, they will not be ashamed to walk down the hallway with this Virgin shirt on. So all of our kids, grandkids, great grandkids, they'll be proud to be a virgin." So that was the most important part about it.
Was that your initial thought when Nem proposed this movie to you, or is that something you learned along the way?
No, it was along the way. Initially, when Nem proposed, I was like, "Yeah, right. Are you joking, man? Like, yeah, you're really gonna want to do this movie?" And Nem's like, "Yes." I remember he was like, "We gotta do this." So I thought it was just one of his phases.
Yeah.
He's gonna move on to the next project, but I gotta give it to him,
Yeah.
guys. This guy's a go-getter. Kept pushing. Let's do this.
Because he was pushing like, help me with the ladies. Help me with the ladies. Help me.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's do a movie. Let's do a movie.
Gotta give this guy credit.
I'm like, let me help you by helping us. Because, I'm trying to be a filmmaker. You're trying to be an on-air personality. Let's get deep with your personal story.
I will have to dap you on that. This guy, go-getter. If it wasn't for his go-gettingness, I don't know if that's a word, this wouldn't have happened.
It is now.
So, yeah. So, yeah, good question. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, from that whole process, the whole journey too, like, what would you say was the most valuable lesson? Because you've learned so many skills in each city. What could you say is maybe what's one thing that stands out to you as something you've learned in this journey?
Okay, you guys can tell me another answer to give you guys, but I think that knows the best I learned. I don't want to sound bland with this answer to you, Mirko, but I'm being 100% honest. Like,
Okay.
family is just so important because basically, before I left, me and my dad weren't really great. Before we left for the trip, it was better, but it wasn't great. Coming back, it was like, wow, like, man, like I told them this, told Nora, everyone, the wolf pack, that was the best lesson, like how important that family is,
Right.
And there was a time where I just, I don't say it now, we can share it later, but off camera, I really just, I called my mom, broke down on the phone. So it was like, yeah, that's why I learned family. That's why my dad's like, "Oh, this is a mutant son. Like, where's my real son? Why are you acting so nice to me now?" Because, I
Because you
Oh,
went
yeah.
through some shit.
Yeah,
Did you say,
yeah.
why are you
man.
acting so nice? You
Yeah,
were
yeah,
acting
he's
nice
like-
to him before.
Are you like a mutant? Is my other son dead somewhere? Like, who
Yeah.
are you? Did you get kidnapped and they brought you here?
Yeah.
And then, because I hug my dad, give him a kiss on the head.
Yeah.
Never
you,
did
good
that.
for you, good for you.
Never did that. So
nice.
family was so. I'm sorry if this is the wrong answer, but I'm just being honest.
That's a great answer.
That was the best.